While there aren't a lot of seats for the LNP to gain in Queensland, there's a lot to defend, and the inner city seat of Brisbane is one of them. It's currently held by Trevor Evans with a margin of 4.9%. So let's go live now to Georgia Simpson, who's in Grange, Brisbane, inner north. Georgia, I have to say, you have to be one of the most intrepid reporters we have on this campaign. I haven't seen anyone get caught in as much rain as you. So I appreciate you joining us. We have a bit of a fight on our hands for Trevor today.
Yeah, absolutely, Annalise. There is no secret that the LNP could potentially experience a swing away from them in this seat. They hold 23 seats in Queensland, and they'll need to hold on to every single one of them if they want to remain in government. Incumbent Trevor Evans seems to be quite a popular local MP, but the Labor candidate, Madonna Jarrett, is hot on his tail. Also, it's interesting to note that this inner city seat, generally inner city seats care about climate change, and it is no different for the seat of Brisbane. So the Greens too have been gaining ground here, more than doubling their vote over the last decade. Thankfully, this polling booth is undercover, so anyone watching, if you want to avoid the rain in Brisbane today and you're in the seat of Brisbane, definitely come and vote at the Wilston State School. But we did manage to catch up with a few people before they went in to cast their vote, and this is what they had to say.
Concerned about actually paying a lot more company tax. I'm concerned about paying a lot more tax in general. We support like about 40 families across Australia, and everyone's going to pay more.
No, it's not only the current government, it's all parties. They're not that great when you look at the quality of the people there.
Yeah, it's definitely an issue, climate change. So I'm hoping that we do see a lot of impact, a lot of positive impact of climate change, especially as a young girl going into the future.
Now, the Labor candidate Madonna Jarrett has arrived at this polling booth at Wilston State School. You might be able to see her just over my left shoulder, handing out how to vote cards and trying to hustle for those last-minute votes, because we do know at this late stage that every single vote counts. I caught up with her briefly just a few minutes before we went to air. I asked if she was nervous. She said she was excited. For her, her campaign has been a marathon, not a sprint.
I've been out and about since July last year, knocking on doors, meeting our community, engaging with them, listening to their concerns, and they're telling me the same things over and over again. Action on climate change, fix our aged care system, get rid of the rorts and the waste, and have some accountability in government.
Now, the seat of Brisbane was heavily impacted by the floods, and the federal government response could actually work in Madonna Jarrett's favour. A lot of people here were really dissatisfied and disappointed because people in New South Wales impacted by the floods got 3 times the amount of funding and support than people in Queensland. So, look, it will be very interesting. We'll just have to wait and see whether or not this actually translates at the ballot box.
Yeah.
Annalise?
Yeah, Georgia, thank you. A lot of waiting and seeing today.